I'll get to this in a moment. First thing I want to say, Chip, come on, Chip, you had a chance to get out of the room. Chip. Sorry. You thought you were getting away. What? So last week, I was showing you that Teresa on the 90s, the early 90s Teresa had on the mid-late 90s Teresa gymnast Barbie body. And I was messing with the knees and it was clicking and I was going, huh, that's strange. It broke. So I shuffled through my dolls and I found a more modern fashionista's articulated body. Chip. Chip, you were fine until the door closed. Chip, that's so sad. That cat was curled up asleep by the window for an hour. Anyway, until I closed the door. So, I went through, and this is one of the bodies that Eric McNeil sent. So it's one of the first wave of fashionistas, so it's not quite the same skin tones as the later articulated fashionistas and the, definitely not the Made to Moves, but it matches that Teresa had pretty well. This, you know, it's the first wave of fashionistas because they have the gymnast style legs, although the high heel feet, not the flat feet. And they're strung on with elastic. Later fashionistas, articulated fashionistas, had mechanically joined legs, not just strung legs. So I have not taken pictures of her yet because I've been rearranging my room and sorting through stuff. And I am seriously not just talking about the future this time. I'm getting really close to having stuff ready to put up for sale. Not only the clothes that I've been sewing, which are in a box up there, and I know that I said I would sew some certain things like lace dresses for certain size dolls. I have not done that yet. I'm not saying I will never do it. It's just if I don't get this stuff sorted out and offered soon, then I will be forever adding one or two more to it. So I will offer what I have sewn now, and I will in the future, like, I don't think it's in the frame. I have my Tiffany Taylor up there. I like that I would make lace size dresses for her. I haven't done that yet, but I haven't forgotten. Sometime in the future, just not yet. That's my, I want to do everything at once. You've probably figured that out by now. Okay, so she was just put together because I broke the knee on the other one. And then part of rearranging the room, I really didn't do much. I had to move my sewing desk here up a little bit to make room for this so there'd be room behind it. And my thing full of lace used to be at the end of my sewing desk, so there's like this much space between my computer chair and the sewing pile to walk through. So I got the lace 3-drawer shelf moved back here, and the things I keep my ball jointed doll clothes and accessories in are here. And my computer desk I moved over a little bit. This used to be like right by the door when you walked in next to my computer desk. So there was this like little gap between my computer desk and the bookshelves over there, and I couldn't move my computer desk too much because my monitor is attached to the wall, but little changes, and I think that they're making me happy. Except in the process of this, I also went through, I pulled some dolls off of my shelves, I went through my boxes of dolls, I pulled out stuff for sale, trade, or gifts, and so my room is full of boxes. So, I was shuffling through my boxes of dolls and I recombined some, like, okay, my meandering brain. Chris put the Heart Family Mom head sculpt. Not the one with the jazzy / star friend head on it, but the one, there was one issue of the Happy Family, not Happy Family, Heart Family Mom, who had her own sculpt. And Chris put that on the Wonder Woman body, and it looked really good. So, I had that Tropical Miko head with the Kira sculpt on the curvy articulated body that was so kindly sent. And thank you, Queen Squints. And I didn't really like that head on that body that much. I mean, it is okay, but it could be better. So I had also had one of the modern Kira sculpts on the Wonder Woman body. So my brain went, Kira on Wonder Woman looks good. Kira on Kirby looks good. Heart Family Mom on Wonder Woman's good. Let's see how Heart Family Mom looks on Kirby. And I think she's gonna be the one to keep this body. I do want to make some clothes specifically for her, but I just grabbed something to see if it fit. But I think she works on this body pretty well. I have not taken pictures. As I mentioned, I haven't taken pictures of anything yet because I've been sorting and organizing and boxing and sifting and culling and weeding and just cut out a bunch of rambling about things that don't need to be rambled about. So yes, I like this combination. The skin tone match is pretty good because she is an 80s doll, and the 80s dolls match the Kirby Made to Move dancer pretty well. So that meant that I had that Miko Kira head loose, and I was just going to put it back in my head box, but I thought, you know what? Part of her problem is she is way too 80s orange to even match this body. But I do have all those gymnast Barbie bodies that are 80s, 90s orange that didn't have a knee that just broke. So I found one that matched that head pretty well. She has, of course, the heat reshaped hands, but she has not had her feet ground down in any way. And I probably will do that eventually, but I have not been doing things with the Dremel much lately. It's like I have so many dinosaurs downstairs to paint. And I finally got the filter cartridges for the filter mask that I thrifted so I can paint down there without having to rely on open windows and the spray booth. This is a super rambly video, isn't it? So anyway, yeah, this head matches this body perfectly. Again, the articulation is not the best on these, but as long as the knees don't go click click, now I'm happy with them. And her hips are strung with elastic instead of those old rubber dog bone things. I'm not the one who called them rubber dog bones. Some action figure customizer called them rubber dog bones long, long ago, and that's just stuck with me. So her hips are a little floppy. I'd probably put some more elastic in them myself. But for now, it's not bad. And the gymnast Barbie body is just a little bit differently proportioned from other dolls. A lot of my dolls can't fit into this. I made this for a Dynamite Girls, so it's the slender kind of fashion royalty thin body, but I was happy that it fits her. Also in the boxes of dolls that I had put away, cleared off the shelf, is a doll that I really hadn't done much with. I'd found this souvenir doll, Hawaiian hula doll. The body was just one big lump of vinyl, and the head was pretty cute. But it didn't really go with anything, and I got a Disney Descendants Freddy body and put the head on, and then I pretty much cleared her off the shelf into the box straight away. So I just tried playing around with her. I think the skin tone match is pretty good, but I feel like the head is way too small for the body. I mean, it's not. The body is only like 5.5 to 6 head spans, but I know it's the long legs, so I might see about like cutting her legs off quite a bit and finding different feet so she can have more options of shoes than just the weird Descendants feet. But so that's a doll that was revived. And then I'd gotten that body that I put the Maddie Maud head on, and it looked okay, but I think Maddie Maud's goofiness works better on the original body, so I put that head back on the original body, and so I had this sort of delicate little super pale body, free And I was shuffling through, again, the dolls in the boxes, and there was a pose doll style craft head that I'd been putting on like not ever after high, Winx, Jack Pacific Winx type body. So really long and slender. And I'm really not fond of that body either. So I decided to put that head on this body. And I think it works pretty well. The color match is not great. The head is far too pink. But overall I think she works, and yes, I left the Made in Japan sticker on the back of her head because that amuses me. Now when I was originally sent this doll head, the eyes were painted just closed. It's intended to be an angel, you know, like doing angel things. So I used to to my horn a bit. This is the technique that I shared in my Bunkus style doll eye painting video tutorial like 2 years ago now, to give her opened eyes on top. The black lashes at the bottom were all that her original eyes were. It was just the painted closed lashes, so I painted the rest of it on. It's not great, but at a glance, she gets the idea across. And she's wearing a dress made by Patty Weller Made. And these feet, I was amused to find these somewhat odd feet actually fit 80s and 90s style Barbie shoes pretty well, because modern Barbie's feet are just subtly different, that they don't tend to wear these shoes very well, but these shoes work on her. I am super rambly. Another doll that I had put together from things that people had sent me was in that box of things that Eric McNeil had sent, thanks again, had been the Kenya's World body and that Triad Toys African American head. And the color, the skin tones match pretty well, but I don't know if that Triad Toys head just needs a complete repaint, because as it is, she's very squinty and grumpy and just doesn't have quite a doll aesthetic, and I don't like her hair. And I think if I work with her, I can make her something I like, but in the meantime, I took that head. I'd had to rig the body up with like a screw in the neck peg to extend it, because if not, that head, like, the body has a short neck, and action figure heads are made to go on deeper. They have deeper neck wells, so it was rigged up, and it didn't pose very well, and I didn't like it, and it wasn't too solid, so I dismantled that. And another thing that Eric had sent was the head from the African American mountain climber, you know, the Made to Move dark skinned body that I still have not found anywhere around here. And since I'm probably never going to find the actual doll, I went ahead and put that head on the Kenya's World body. It's not a great match, although I'm not sure if it's because the skin tones are off as much as it's because the body is super shiny and the head is fairly matte. But that's her. I really need to do something about her eyes. Either repaint her face completely or just paint over those eyes, because they're a little staring. But, and then the last doll recombination I did was this Barbie sort of fairy, purple-haired fairy head. I'd thrifted the doll on the broken body, and I had that head on an articulated fashionista's body, the later kind with the ankle joints. And I liked her, but I didn't want to keep her on the shelf, so I started to put her in the box. But I thought, you know, I have this Pocahontas, Disney Pocahontas head on a Made to Move body that I repainted and gave short sculpted hair, and she just wasn't living up to my idea of how she could look. I need to repaint her. I'm happy with the hair sculpt, I'm not happy with the way she's painted. But in the meantime, I took the Pocahontas head off the Made to Move body, and I took that repainted purple-haired fairy head and put that on the Made to Move body, and I'm actually pretty happy with this combination. It's subtly different from the articulated fashionista's body, but it's different enough. So I'm happy with her. She's going to go back on the shelf instead of in a box. or up for sale, not yet. I mean, she might go for sale eventually, but for now, I'm keeping her. And I thought that would be everything for the video, but then I went to the post office today, and there was a box. I did not recognize the name or the person's location, but there was a little bit of a card sticking out the edge, so I used my car keys to rip open that bit of tape and read the card. And it's from Pesto Toys, Basil Pesto. Person I'm in doll encounters with a lot online, so. And they've been saying that they were going to send me a box for a while, so here it is, and let's see what it is. I know some of what's in it is little plastic dinosaurs, because that's kind of what started us talking over on Tumblr to begin with. But I think there's more than little plastic dinosaurs in here. But I don't know what. This is almost fluorescent pink itself. It would not take much to repaint. I'm painting a lot of dolls fluorescent pink. Nice vintage, I think it's vintage, crocheted doll dress. Like I said, I think I've gone over, I appreciate these much more than when I was a kid and my aunt's crocheted doll dresses for me. I know how much effort it takes now. This will be fun to repaint. You know, I see these a lot. It's like, were you a horse kid, or were you a unicorn kid, or were you a wolf kid? I was a dragon kid. I loved dragons so much when I was a kid. And no one is surprised. This is a Strachosaurus. Yeah. Oh yeah, this one will be fun to paint. I am tempted when I paint these, I don't know if I'm going to put glitter on them too, or just, you know, colors like these with a pearlescent top coat, or if I want to put glitter and bows and stuff on too, or if I want to leave that too. I mean, the ones I keep, of course, I might totally put glitter and bows and things on, but the ones that I might be selling, I don't know how much I want to decorate them, or leave the decorations up to whoever gets them. I just love the faces on dolls like this. They usually either look worried or cranky. She looks familiar. I know when I was a kid, these would totally have gotten into my Barbie play as like fire lizards. I wouldn't have known the phrase fire lizards. I was a little beyond Barbie, well, Barbie play as a child when I read the Dragon Riders books, but these probably still would have worked in with my Barbies, especially my Barbies and spaceships. Have I talked about that? When I was a kid, I built spaceships out of cardboard for my Barbies one summer. Need more dolls from my weird celluloid doll collection. I need to get them all out and take pictures of them again. They always have such, like I said, so much attitude. Oh, she's the same model. Oh, she has shoes. Does the bride have shoes? Oh, the bride has shoes too. I wonder if this is supposed to be bride and bridesmaid. Oh, made in Italy. Oh. So they're not Hong Kong clones, they're Italian clones. Okay, she's a rubber dollhouse type doll, but still it's the same aesthetic. And the souvenir dolls. Oh, she has actual shoes. And they're nice shoes, and they have not melted her feet. I've gotten souvenir dolls or dress me dolls like this before with plastic shoes, soft plastic shoes on them, and the feet are just a melted mess. Yeah, definitely gonna liberate her from all this padding in the front. Oh, she's New Orleans. Yes. Yes, that's the wise. See, Beacon. This is one of the Beacon elves. Yes. I've had Beacon Snow White before, but I've never actually even seen the dwarfs. Yes, I know I just said elves. As I've discussed lately in various places, I'm not the biggest Disney fan because when and where I grew up, Disney was nothing in my childhood. In the 80s in a somewhat rural town, Disney was just something I read about. It wasn't on TV. The movies. I saw the Black Cauldron when I was a kid. That's like the only Disney movie I saw in a theater that wasn't a reissue. Well, no, okay. I saw Black Cauldron when I was little, and when I was smaller than that, my aunt took me to the reissue of Sleeping Beauty in like 1979. I think it was the 50th anniversary or something. No, 20th anniversary, 30th. Some anniversary showing of Sleeping Beauty. And that was all the Disney that I saw as a kid. I was already in high school before Little Mermaid and the whole Disney resurgence happened. So my relationship with Disney is a little odd compared to most people. Matcha. Thank you. Nobody else would eat these, so I get these all to myself in this house. Oh, I thought that was drawing on her face. As I've said, I actually, and she has the rubber, the more solid rubber connections. I don't love the Gymnast Barbie body, but I appreciate it pretty much. And who's this? Oh, was this Anastasia? This is that Galoob body. Or maybe this was just straight up one of the Spice Girls, because they used this body too. Although this is Jax. Oh, was this one of the... I'm not going to try to keep guessing. And just so this is not the only body that has had a rotation elbow joint like this. And then there's some cloth. I think I got something like this from Susan. Not really. I got things from Susan that would coordinate with this. But this will definitely work well with, like I said, things from Susan will coordinate well with this. Isn't this fabric awesome? Yes, it absolutely is. It is. It is, when I say low quality, I mean the quality of the images. Low quality neon Halloween dinosaurs. How much of this is there? Because it looks like there's a decent amount. I'm not saying that I would necessarily make this into something for me, but you know. I will definitely make this into stuff for dolls just to show off the fabulousness. Halloween dinosaur just in neon colors. And then also, fabulous. So what's it say? It says skate, skate, skate. Kawaii print. Oh, it gets better. I know. How can you look at something like this? Do I have it right side up? Yes. This. And think, how does it get better? That's how it gets better. Yes, give me cloth and I start thinking about how it works. Alright, so this is at the top on that side. Okay, so this, the orientation of this cloth is like this, with the cube stuff at the top and then skate, skate, skate below it. I'm thinking, so many possibilities. And part of the reason I'm decluttering the dolls is because I want to spend more time sewing the big stuff. So we'll see if that actually happens. That's part of the moving this over here, because I have to keep this area clear so I can put my chair here for the videos. This filing cabinet is mostly full. The bottom 3 drawers all have my human-sized sewing patterns in it. And where it had been over there, boxes were accumulating in front of it. And whenever I want to think about sewing, it just wasn't worth the effort to move all the boxes out of the way to get the patterns. But since I have to keep this area clear, or at least easily, quickly clearable so I can do the videos, maybe I will be sewing more. But hopefully I can do it in a way where I can, once I get this stuff cleared out, I can mess with dolls and mess with sewing so I can have interesting videos for you. And thanks to Basil Pesto, Pesto Toys, for this stuff. It's not overwhelming. It can be incorporated into the stuff that I have quite easily. So we'll see what happens next week. I know I've been babbling. This is probably a really long video. We'll see how much of my babbling I can cut out. Thanks for sticking with me. Have a great week.